hello and good afternoon. My name is Amanda and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot. For this pick a card reading, we are going to be leaving this open-ended, getting a message that you need to hear right now. And these are some of my favorite pick a cards that I film just because we are leaving this open-ended, just what you need to know. And this information, I am setting the intention that this is coming from your inner self. And that is formerly known on my channel as the higher self, but that inner self is that piece or that part of you that is directly connected to Source, God, the Creator, the Divine, whatever you want to label that. So if you're new to pick a card readings, I just ask that you close your eyes, take a couple of deep cleansing breaths to center your energy, and focus in on pile number 1 with the Bumblebee Jasper, pile number 2 with the Libyan Desert Glass, and pile number 3 with the Moldavite. Once you've selected your pile or piles, you can go ahead and check the description box below for the timestamps. And remember, if more than one pile calls out to you, there may be multiple messages in each pile for you. But please remember, these are general readings, so only take the information that resonates with you, your life, and your situation, and just go ahead and leave the rest behind. Without delaying this any further, I'm going to give you a moment to meditate on your cards, and I will see you over at your reading. Hello, group number 1. You selected the Bumblebee Jasper, and this is going to be your message, what you need to know right now, just a message you need to hear. And it says here, the Green Man, embrace your wildness. So you guys are really taking these untamed pieces and parts of yourself, maybe even the shadow aspects, because to me that is very wild, that is very uncharted territory for most people. So really integrating, facing these parts of ourselves and embracing them, integrating them into the whole, into who we are as people, as individuals. And what you're doing is embracing these more quirky aspects, these more unknown and wild and untamed aspects of yourself coming up. And at the very least, you doing this is going to really aid and abet all of your dreams, your wishes, your goals, your desires in the upcoming months. I'm seeing this is really kind of reverberating out over the next couple of months. But let's see what else Group 1 needs to hear or what they need to know right now. Okay. And one more. Okay, so we have here Eagle Spirit with freedom, and the wildness within you it's very free because it's not locked down, it's not labeled, it's not curated, it's not caretaken in any kind of way. It's very wild. We also have the number 13 here. So if you're watching this around the 13th of the month or 13 days from now, you're finding a way to free yourself. But also we add that 13 up. 1 + 3 = 4. And this is about the freedom in your life is being caused by you embracing those more wild parts of yourself, but this is in effect creating some stability. Yes, freedom is kind of the opposite of stability in a way, but also from stability we can feel more free to navigate the world and not feel so constricted by bills or outside circumstances. So really freedom and stability do go hand in hand, even though they are kind of different energies in a weird way. So some of you might have been examining your stability, your security in this world to be able to allow for more freedom in your schedule, in your maybe possibility of going on some sort of vacation, or just freeing up some time in your day that you don't feel so constricted, restricted, and scheduled all the time. So for some of you, this could be looking at creating a really nice budget for yourself, that you are staying within this budget so that you can create long-term financial security for yourself. And then we also have here with the water spirits, manifesting dreams, and we got a wonderful little otter here on the card. So looking up the otter spirit animal might bring some additional guidance for you. And we have the number 46 here, so that adds up to a 10, which adds up to a 1, which is a bright and beautiful new beginning. For some of you, the freedom you're finding, this newfound freedom. We also have the eagle here, so looking up the eagle spirit and the otter spirit, these can really help you, but also the spirit of water itself. And this is a very air energy, this is a very water energy. So looking to the air trine, that is your Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and the water trine, which is your Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces in your chart. These are going to be the houses where you're finding this freedom and being able to manifest your dreams. And especially if one of your water or air signs falls in your 11th house, you're really amping this up in such a big way. some of you might even be discovering a new dream you want to manifest, or you, with this newfound freedom you're finding here in the next few months, you're starting to shift your life or change and go in a new direction because you're getting this eagle eye view, this bigger picture. And as a result, you're realizing maybe some of the day-to-day humdrum, mundane tasks you're taking action on day after day really aren't getting you where you want to be. And some of you may not have even really realized or understood or known where you wanted to be. But you're getting some clarity coming up that is going to let you know, hey, yeah, I'm just kind of spinning my wheels or like a hamster on a wheel over here, not really getting anywhere in life. Yeah, maybe I'm having fun, maybe I'm doing what I need to do, but like at the same time, I'm looking for more purpose. So those of you looking for more purpose, you're finding more purpose in this stability you're creating with the freedom you're finding to be able to create this new dream that you're trying to manifest. All right, let's get some additional guidance. Anything group number 1 needs to know right now. Okay, there we go. We have the island with detachment. So very interesting. We have all this water here, but this looks very landlocked. This water's very landlocked, or, supported by the land on each side. And this is kind of the opposite. The land is supported by the water on all sides. And what I see with this is you guys being able, and you can't see the bottom of that, I do apologize. We have the number 19, just so you know. Let me get that moved up just a bit. Maybe we can get that 19 on the board. No, not quite. But hopefully you'll take my word for it that we have the island here. And some of you, in finding this new freedom, creating this new stability in your life, are realizing you just don't need some of this excess baggage. You're detaching from excess clutter. And I'm seeing like old projects in a closet, old clothing in a closet that you haven't worn in years, and you keep thinking, oh, I love that skirt, but like then you never wear it, you never select it, you never choose it. So this is about letting go of the things that really aren't serving your bigger goals, your bigger dreams. And, it's okay to keep that skirt if it has some sort of sentimental value, or you get joy in looking at it every time you open your closet. But if you're anything like me, every time you open that closet and see that random skirt that you keep saying you're going to wear, but then you never wear it, there's almost this shame or guilt that we start associating with that skirt rather than this sparking of joy like Marie Kondo talks about. So this is about, not just physical items, but energies. This could be, traumas from your past. You're detaching from these traumas. You're allowing them to flow like the water, flow like the river, and let go of these things. But also connections that just aren't serving you. And it doesn't mean that every person you come across has to serve you. It's not like a master-slave scenario. But you might realize that you are benefiting someone in your life and they're not really putting anything toward you. And it's not that these relationships have to be transactional or very conditional and that, but, if someone is draining your life force energy constantly, this isn't good for you or for them in the long run. And you maybe stepping back or setting some proper boundaries, or as I like to say instead, raising your standards. Some of these people just kind of naturally vibrate out of your life when you raise your standards. And you're coming at this from this place of detachment. We got the 19 here, which I told you about earlier, and that 1 + 9 = 10. Just like the 4 + 6 = 10. So you have some really new beginnings in the way you're even showing up in your own energy field. But it's as a result of letting go of these restrictions, these traumas, these wounds from the past. And I think that's where a lot of this freedom is also coming in for you, Group 1. All right, what else does Group 1 need to know? Right now, message from their inner self, that part of them that is directly connected to the divine. That is where you're going to get your best information. This will trump any outside source or any spirit guide. That inner self, that inner part of you that is directly connected to God, source, creator, whatever you want to label that. We have here flexibility. This came out in a recent reading. So some of you might be here from that pile from a recent reading. Very exciting stuff though. But yeah, that's like flexibility that you are utilizing in your day-to-day life is going to be how you detach yourself from the things that aren't serving you. And even the things that are serving you. Being very dependent on certain people, certain situations, certain information could really be holding you back and keeping you from your freedom. So having this sense of detachment, and if you don't, and if to you detachment sounds like such a dirty word or like it's very cold and calculating, please go do some research on what the term detachment means and what it actually does represent in your life, because it is not being cold, it is not being calculating. Look it up. We also have the card Love. So yeah, as you can implement a lot of what we've talked about here, you're bringing more love and self-acceptance and self-approval into your daily life. But also, as you approve of and love yourself, you're going to, extend this to other people in your life as well. So really, everyone is benefiting from you facing your shadow and embracing that wild side. Everyone is benefiting here. All right, I feel like we need one more. So let's get one more from this little deck. Anything else group 1 needs to hear? And there it is. So we have expand. I love it. So growth is often uncomfortable and messy, but necessary. Yeah, but that's where the flexibility comes in. Flexible like that rubber band, expanding like that rubber band. So it's very Jupiter energy, and we do have Saturn here, but I really wish that they did have Jupiter here because Jupiter is the planet of expansion. And it's funny because to me, Saturn is more of a restrictive energy. But because Saturn is showing up here, it's very important to look where your Saturn is placed in your chart, where your Jupiter's placed as well, and where Jupiter and Saturn are currently transiting in your chart. This can be some additional homework for those that want to look up the spirit animals, the water and air trine houses, what's going on in your 11th house as well. I've given you guys a lot of homework. Feel free to take it if you want. Just leave it behind if you don't. And this is telling a lot about the areas of life you're expanding, specifically where your Saturn is placed in your chart is showing where you're expanding. So that is your message, group number 1. I hope it resonated. Please feel free to let me know below any thoughts you have, any stories you want to share. And as always, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and your donations. Your donations have been what's been keeping my channel going. So I want to say thank you so much to those few of you that have donated. The link for my PayPal is in the description below if you choose to donate for that energy exchange we've had here today. Thank you so much. And never ever expected, but always greatly appreciated. And I hope to see you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot. All right, you guys, bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your reading. You selected the Libyan Desert Glass for your card here, and we also have, the Old Paths. Walk in unknown territory to see from a new perspective. So it's very interesting. I'm getting like major downloads of the tarot in this one little card here. And what I'm really seeing is the 8 of Cups, the Hanged Man, and the Chariot all rolled into one. So if you know anything about those cards in the tarot, this is letting you know there's a big shift, there's a big change. Some of you might be going on some sort of quest, whether that's an internal quest or an external quest, but what you need to hear right now, or what you need to know, what your inner self is showing you right now, is that you are on a whole new world, like in a whole new path, a whole new journey. And the old ways, the old paths that you've been treading and walking all this time just aren't resonating with you anymore. They're not fulfilling you anymore. And if anything, they're causing you a great deal of pain, of resistance, of frustration, quite possibly. This could be jobs, relationships, just day-to-day, like how your house is organized. Maybe your organization has gone off the rails a little bit and you're just drowning in clutter. But this could be more metaphorical, because I'm seeing it more metaphorical for some of you, that it's not the physical clutter, it's more emotional, mental, and even spiritual, energetic clutter, that you're ready to release old patterns, old belief systems, and start with a, new perspective. But you have to kind of step out of that comfort zone, walk in that unknown territory to be able to see from a new perspective. And doing things the old way, going to the same old places, doing things, the same old way, talking the same way, it's not going to get you where you want to be. But let's get some guidance and advice, just anything else group 1 needs to hear right now, and what they need to know from their inner self. And I want to just say that inner self, the reason I'm getting your message directly from the inner self is because that is the untainted, unmessed with view. If we are seeking outside of ourselves spiritually for, to spirit guides, sometimes that can be infiltrated by the darkness or the false light, and then we're getting this information from our quote-unquote guides, but it's not really our guides. It's just infiltrated information. That's why I completely hip check all of that out of the way and go directly to your inner self. And that inner self is that part of you that is directly connected to the divine, God, creator, source, whatever you want to label that energy, where we all come from, the divinity within us. that's where we're getting this information from. So look at this, reflecting pool with stillness. It's very funny because I said we're going on a quest, and usually a quest involves some sort of travel, some sort of action, but you're also getting this kind of more internal, more divine feminine energy of reflecting, of, you know, the year number 7 that we're in 2023, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3 equals 7. The numerology for 2023 is all about that introspection, about learning about ourselves from that inner place, that inner self that is directly connected to the divine. And as you do that inner reflection, you're going to see that swan. I don't know if you guys can quite see it. Let me just do one of these moves. You can kind of see it here now. Yeah, there we go. You see the reflection of the swan. So this whole time, she's this beautiful swan, and she didn't even know it. But looking up the spirit animal of the swan, or the spirit symbolism of the swan, could bring you some additional guidance for this reading. And the master number 33, this is all about support from the ethereal realms, or the etheric realms, but going within, reflecting with that inner part of yourself will directly connect you to all of that. It couldn't not. So really, you are connecting to your guides that, you know, a lot of us perceive as external to us by connecting to our inner self, that part of us that is pure, untainted divinity. And we also have here storm spirit with chaos. And this is, I think, where that, you know, 8 of Cups energy comes in is, and, you know, the old ways aren't doing it for us anymore. In fact, they're just creating more chaos in our lives. So as we start to reflect on, okay, this isn't working, that's not working, that relationship is toast, you know, I probably should get rid of some of these books that have been piling up by my doorway, you know, whatever it is for you, whether this is external chaos, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, mental, energetic chaos, you're facing it. But again, with the 42 here, it's a very nurturing, very balanced number, because we add that 4 and 2, and that equals a 6. And a lot of times, it's like you have to be the calm within the storm. That's what I see. But also, you are the storm itself. And your energy is the storm itself that is creating all of this, you know, upheaval, or maybe for some of you, peace, that needs to take place in your life so that you can shift and walk in that unknown territory. Because again, those old paths aren't doing you any justice. All right, stepping out of the comfort zone. Yeah, and it's going to feel very chaotic. And normally the number 5 is associated with the number of chaos. And I think it's very fitting too that the number 42 equals, you know, 4 plus 2 is 6, and then 3 plus 3 also equals 6. We don't normally break down the master number, so I didn't, but it's very interesting because the 33 equals the 6, 42 equals 6, which equals yet another master number of 66. You can look up any combination or add all of these up, do your own due diligence and homework if you so choose, to get some additional guidance. All right, what else is coming through? What else does group number 2 need to know? Oh, we only wanted 1 from this deck, but I accidentally drew 2. So you're getting 2. So we have here Sequoia Tree with balance. Yes, it's about balancing. Because these are, you know, it was funny at the beginning how these were such polar opposite kinds of, you know, cards and emotions and feelings. Stillness and chaos. 2 completely different sides of the same coin. And I love that the Sequoia Tree came in to let you know that, yes, it's about the balance of these energies. It's not being all chaos or being all stillness. It's about sometimes being in chaos, sometimes being in stillness, or finding, you know, even through the course of a day, you're dipping into both energies. And that's okay. And we have the number 35. Oh, no, it's cut off there, of course. Let me just move that up a bit so we can hopefully see that. Okay, so yeah, the number 35 adds up to 8. This is about your life path. This is about a path ahead. Some of you might be a life path 8, because I said it's a life path. I didn't mean it like that, but it came out that way. But also, this is really resemblance to me, the energy of the 8 of Cups with the 35 that adds up to the 8 here. So leaving behind something that's no longer emotionally fulfilling, maybe tuning in why you're feeling this way. You don't always have to come up with an answer. Just knowing that it's not working anymore and that you want to move on is all the answer most of us need. But then we have the Owl card with intuition and the number 28, which is very interesting because anytime I see a 28, I'm reminded of my birthday. I'm born on April 28th. So, you know, the 2 plus the 8 equals a new beginning with the 10. So tuning into your intuition and really knowing, you know, where the balance is between the stillness and the chaos in your life, that is going to bring about this new beginning, this unknown territory, to see your life and to experience your life from a new perspective by walking a new path instead of continuing to walk these old paths that are just creating chaos and frustration and even resentment for a lot of you in your lives. All right, what else does group number 2 need to know? Yeah, just trusting your intuition. We also have the spirit animal of the owl. More specifically, this looks like a barn owl. Looking that up if you would like. Maybe even the spirit of the sequoia tree or the spiritual meaning of a sequoia tree. This is just rich with symbolism for you to look up if you would like that homework. But look here, we have focus. And because this came out below the stillness, focus and stillness are not always one and the same, because some people can get in the focus zone when they're working out or when they're running or, doing whatever it is. But I would say most people really need to just sit down and introspect, or, to really sit down, like if you're editing a video or you are trying to do like a Sudoku puzzle or something like this. We're usually very focused, very still. Again, though, not always. So if you're someone who gets that inner focus when you are in movement, then go that direction. But I think for most of you, you'd like to be very still to get into that more focused zone. And that's really going to help you figure out, what's not working. Don't necessarily have to know why, but just know that it isn't working. And it doesn't mean that you can't reincorporate it back into your life. It's just finding a better way to operate with this situation, this relationship, whatever it is, that you're finding better ways to go about this thing so that it can actually really work for you in your life. And we also have relaxation, which is funny because you could have put that below stillness as well. But the fact that this relaxation is coming out beneath here, this chaos, this is letting you know through any chaos that you guys are currently experiencing, you're going to be able to find some relaxation in your life. But it's going to have to come at the price of you actually taking yourself out of the game for a while. Some of you might need to take some paid time off of work or a time out in a relationship or a friendship that's just not really working. It's more arguing and bickering than coming together and really enjoying each other's company. Again, that doesn't mean you have to leave this relationship once and for all. But for some of you, that is the exact information you already know is, I need to leave to get my peace back. So whatever resonates, only take what resonates. All right, let's get some additional guidance, just anything else, closing arguments from group number 2's inner self, what they need to hear, what they need to know right now. We have thrive. There's enough space for the moon and the stars not to tear each other down. And yeah, I think so many of you right now are kind of in survival mode or just feeling so, again, chaotic. Just like, I'm not thriving. I'm not living my best life because of X, Y, or Z. Maybe you don't even know why things aren't going your way. But again, focusing, stillness, relaxation, this is going to temper down that chaos that most of you have been experiencing or, soon will be experiencing. But this is for your highest good, is to, balance all that chaos out with that introspection. And those of you that are on a pretty still path, there's not a lot of chaos. That doesn't mean you have to bring chaos into your life to upset all the stillness if you're really enjoying the stillness. But I think for most of you, there is this balance of the chaos, even if your life is still and great, but you're just wanting to step out of that comfort zone and experience new things. That in and of itself could create chaos. But this is, chaos doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, especially if you're utilizing it to discover this new territory or this unknown territory for your life. And, even those good changes that we are wanting and excited to make in our lives can sometimes create a bit of chaos. Think of someone moving. You have to get a moving van, or if you're just using your own vehicle, you're packing and loading and then unloading. Packing, loading, unloading. Packing, loading, unloading. And that can take a physical toll. That's a lot of physical action on your part. But you guys are being asked to really examine what's going on in your life so that you can thrive rather than just survive. So that is your message. Group number 2, I hope it resonated. Please feel free to let me know below any thoughts you have, any stories you want to share. I always love to hear from you guys. And thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and your donations. The few of you that have donated on my channel, I really do appreciate you. They have been what's been keeping my unmonetized channel going all this time. So thank you so much. My PayPal is linked below. Donations are never ever expected, but always greatly appreciated for the energy exchange here today. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot. All right, you guys, bye. Hello, group number 3, or those of you that selected the Moldavite. Can we just, it looks like a black blob just sitting down there on the table, but look, you can actually see through her. This is my Judy Mountain Moldavite. Judy is my dog that passed away in November of 2021, and I got this Moldavite before she was even passed away, but I knew it was coming, and I knew that this would always represent her in my mind. Moldavite is such a powerful stone. So those of you that selected group 3, you are not messing around. You are not playing around. You are ready to transform your life in such a big way. And maybe the messages that you need to hear or what you need to know right now are just kind of that extra little kick in the butt to move forward on your life path. So let's see what we have. We have the Northwood Fae. Time for hibernation and healing. And a lot of times, before we can really shake up, wake up, make up all the energies in our lives, we do need to take a bit of a time out and a bit of hibernation so that we can heal. And then we can start really moving forward again. So this is almost like the prelude to what's coming in after you do this healing, after you do this work, this introspection, this hibernation. And if you're watching at the time of my posting, and you live in the Northern Hemisphere, you're really honoring the seasons, the cycles of life. So kind of being in that hibernation mode doesn't mean you can't do anything or take any kind of action or make any kind of decision. No. It's just usually we're more active, we're more out and about during the more summer months in the Northern Hemisphere, and then of course vice versa in the Southern Hemisphere. But let's see what else. Your wonderful inner self, and that's where I'm getting these messages, is from your inner self. This is cutting out any middlemen. And those of you that love to connect your spirit guides, the best way I've ever found to connect to any kind of guide is to go within, connect to your inner self, because a lot of times our guides are just fractals or aspects of us anyway. If you think of it this way, we are all, our guides, the angels, every human on this planet, our crossed over loved ones, we are all, anyone with a soul or a spirit, is a fractal of the infinite source creator. So how could we not be connected to them when we do connect to our own inner self? So that's how I cut out any false light entities pretending to be any kind of archangels or spirit guides. So, you don't have to do that practice in your own spirituality, but it's something I've been doing the past couple months or so, and it's really leveled up just what comes through and the amount of interference and psychic attack that I'm getting from outside entities pretending to be spirit guides. So connect your own inner self. That will connect you to any and all spirit guides, angels that are actually of the true light for you. All right, so what does, maybe that's part of what you needed to hear right there, group 3, but if you've been here a minute, you've already heard it from me, so you already knew that. What else do you need to know? Wonderful group 3. What do they need to know? Ooh, look at this with the bluebird spirit. Happiness. Look at this. It keeps getting caught on my board here. Let's get that situated. Oh, such pretty colors coming in. It's the happiness. And we have the number 7 here. So the number 7, if you add up the year 2023 to get the numerology of the year, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3 equals 7. I'm sure many of you are sick of me saying it already, but it needs to be repeated because this year is ripe for us to take that time out for hibernation and healing. Very hermit energy within this card with the Northwood Fae as well. And a lot of times really tuning into that inner part of ourselves and healing a lot of the trauma, the wounds, the stuff from the past can really help us tap into this happiness. I'm also seeing for someone really getting your gut health in order, or your health in general in order, is really going to help offload that past stuff, do the healing that you need to do on a physical level as well, will really help you tune more into your happiness. Especially those of you that can't even remember the last time you were happy. Doing this healing work is going to bring you some happiness. But yep, there we go. Spirit Guardian of Winter, retreat. And again, going back to what I said about us being in, the Northern Hemisphere at the time of my posting anyway, of being in this winter, retreat kind of mode, hibernation mode, to really do the introspection, to do the healing work to get the clarity we need to move forward in our lives, which will create a lot more happiness for us. And it's very beautiful, this depiction here of this cabin in the woods. It's snowing. It's so cozy looking. There's lights on, smoke coming from the chimney. Very cozy, very quaint. Some of you might want to book some sort of vacation where you can just feel cozy and quaint, and it's a very low-key thing. You're not hitting all the sights or sightseeing and doing all that. This is more of a staycation. So you could do that right in your own home, or rent somewhere that's your whole plan is basically just to kind of hunker down and be cozy and, do some journaling, do some spiritual work, write a book, I don't know, do something that really feels like you're tuning into your inner self. All right. Let's see what else needs to come through, what group 3 needs to hear right now. What do they need to know? And we have here Diamond with Radiance. I always love when this card comes out. It is just so stunning, so beautiful. It reminds me of my little guy over here. I had to go get it. Look at this. So pretty. Of course, this is not a real diamond. If it was, I would be selling this puppy and making, my life a lot better. Oh, wow. Yes. This is just glass. I think I got it at Ross or TJ Maxx, one of the two, for like $4.99 or something back in the day. Now it's full of my fingerprints, but you get the message. But this is, to me, about the message coming through are the different facets. As you turn this, you can see different stuff going on, and even this way, you can see different stuff. And sometimes, like, if you were to look through this, let's just try it out. You look through it, look what happens. I mean, there's a lot of distortion, and, are you seeing clearly what's actually happening here? What's going on? I'm confused. So if you're feeling this kind of chaotic, confused energy, just turn the diamond just a little bit, see things from a different perspective. And I think that's what this retreat and hibernation and healing energy is bringing in for you. And I think it's interesting. We have the number 11 here. Can we see it? Hopefully. The number 11. And we also have the number 38, which also 3 plus 8 equals 11. So you have the numbers 11, 11. Maybe you're seeing 11, 11 on the clock. 7, 11. 311, 811. These are all different combinations here. But this is about partnership. This is about, the twin flame journey. And really, at the heart of every twin flame journey, everyone's on their own twin flame journey with themselves. The union of the divine masculine and divine feminine within yourself. That is the ultimate twin flame journey we are all on in this life. Whether you want to label it a twin flame journey or just a coming home to yourself, whatever that looks like. But for so many of you, you're meant to come home to yourself, to unite these two parts of yourself, to be able to radiate the most light on this planet, to really step into your confidence and your authority and your power, your sovereignty, your creativity, just everything. Everything you've ever wanted to be is just hiding already in you as a seed of potential. But sometimes we got to dig these seeds out of the shadows or out of the cupboards or, those dark nooks and crannies with all the spider webs, and find them, dust them off, all the fingerprints I've now got on my diamond because I've been handling it. And it's not a real diamond, as we've already established, but I'm calling it that for the sake of this video. But, dusting it off, cleaning it off, looking at things a new way is really going to help you bring this inner radiance, this inner light of yours to the surface, to share with the world, to share through your creative endeavors, to share through your communication, to share through your just energy field. Just you standing in a room, at your children's school, or you going to Walmart to do some grocery shopping, or whatever it is, you're just shining your light without even trying. All right. What else does group 3 need to know, and what they need to hear? What do they need to know? Ooh, is that 2? I think it is. I thought it might be 3 for a second. Okay, so we have your purification, and I love this, the sunflower symbolism. But yeah, sometimes to get that purification, this is about the cleansing rains that are coming down to purify that energy, cleaning it off, dusting it off. Putting something out in the sun. A lot of times you can sterilize things by putting them out in the sun, or you can charge things, infuse things with that diamond radiance of the sun. The light codes that come from the sun that help us on our evolutionary journey. But you're purifying a lot of just your own energy by taking the time to face these deep wounds that have followed you maybe from a past life or that have been in your life since you were young in this life, but purifying and cleansing, facing these parts of yourself and integrating the pieces that can benefit you and letting go of just the toxicity could really help you level up. Group number 3, and leadership. Yes. And there's where that diamond energy comes in yet again with the radiance. You just radiate and are going to start, as you face a lot of this stuff and do this inner work and this healing, start to step into your sovereignty, your authority, your leadership. Even if you're not a leader or a manager or a boss at work in any way, or even in your own household, if you're not the breadwinner or the leader or the boss or whatever, this is just you showing up as a leader in your own life. Taking responsibility for your own healing, for your own actions, for your own divinity on this planet, and really allowing that light to shine just as bright as you possibly can. All right, what else do we need to know? Group 3, what do they need to know? What do they need to hear? Message from their inner self, guidance, wisdom, advice. We have manifest, dream deep, and ask for what you want. And yeah, I think going to the depths of ourselves is going to require some hibernation and some time. You know, it doesn't all just happen overnight either. And sometimes healing comes in layers. You clear off a whole layer of something and then life is great for a while. You're really feeling the love. You're feeling the happiness. You're feeling your sovereignty. Your light is shining bright. And then, you know, that cycle turns and we feel down in the dumps again. Life is hard. Life is difficult. But a lot of times that's because more of those deeper wounds and traumas that have been in our energy field lifetime after lifetime after lifetime have cropped up and are ready to be released again. So there's the ebbs and the flows and the cycles of life. And that's why honoring the natural cycles of life can really benefit our healing journey and just our connection to our own, you know, human bodies, but also our own divinity. But don't be afraid to ask for what you want, even if it sounds like very outlandish or completely unreal in this realm. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to ask for what you want, because you are a limitless being having a human experience. A lot of times, yes, we can feel dejected and kicked and beaten and bruised because we are in this completely hijacked realm or matrix, if you will. And it can feel like, you know, it's like we take 10 steps forward and 25 steps back. It almost feels that way when we're in the thick of our healing and dark night of the soul and all of this. It just feels like we're damned if we do, damned if we don't. The harder I try, the harder I fall. And we can get into this really pessimistic mind space if we allow ourselves to just continue down that road. But this is about coming home to yourself and realizing those deeper aspects and realizing a lot of the trauma, the wounds, the victim mentalities, the victimhood, the perpetration against our energy is because we're powerful. A lot of this happens to us because we're so powerful. And once you can step back into your power and claim your sovereignty over your physical vessel, your mental space, your emotional space, and your spiritual body, whether it looks like just you connecting to your own divinity and, you know, offloading any dark forces or entities or false light that is trying to help you, but it's for their gain, not for yours. You're clearing the decks on this and tuning back into your sovereignty of your inner self. And just saying no to the things that are toxic to you, that are threatening your manifestation. So that is your message, Group 3. I hope it resonated for you. Please feel free to let me know below any thoughts you have about your reading, any stories you want to share. I always love to hear from you guys. And I wanted to also say thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and your donations. The couple of you that have donated to the channel, I greatly, truly do appreciate you. Being an unmonetized channel, it's like going through the paces, just trying to prove ourselves here on the algorithm and on the platform. So I greatly appreciate those of you that have donated. And if you would like to donate for this energy exchange we've had here today, I would greatly appreciate that, but it's never ever expected. My PayPal donation link is in the description below if you feel so inclined, and thanks in advance to anyone that chooses to utilize that donation link. I appreciate you so much, and I hope to see you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot. All right, you guys, bye.